This is Jomar Hilario. You are in the webinar where you're going to learn how you can achieve a well-designed success. This is part one. We have another webinar tomorrow night. With me tonight is Sean, Lucia, and Alexa. They're going to be supplying the background noise of this entire webinar. And I hope you appreciate them. And if you hear them, say hello. Try to identify which is which. Sean is the 9-year-old. Lucia is the 7-year-old. And Alexa is the 1-year-old. Almost 2. And they're here with me just to prove a point. And, to just show to you how it works. Okay. So, my name is Jomar Hilario. Let me know if you can hear anything. Type in the chat room, hi, yes, loud and clear. Can you just say type loud and clear so we can just begin tonight, okay? Also if you are inside, what is this, Facebook Live, please do type in loud and clear inside Facebook Live as well. Hi, Eden. Eden, why don't you just go upstairs, instead of just joining us. Lucia says she's 8 years old and we care, okay? So, okay, Lucia is 8 years old. So I forgot what I was about to do because Lucia just whispered. Lucia, next time you say something, don't whisper, just say it. Aloud. Say it aloud, okay? So Eden, if you like, you can guess. You can be the person who asks questions. If you are here, just go upstairs and tell me. Bug us, knock on the door. So I'm talking to Eden, who is actually in Facebook Live right now. So can you see my picture of my beautiful face? With a big thing, big forehead. Can you see my picture? I hope so. So I'll remove the screenshot and put it back again, just to check if it works. So for this event to work out, you need to help yourself by preparing a notebook. A piece of paper that is nice. Lucia, nahulog yung apple. Yeah, Alexa. So we need a notebook and a pen for everyone who really wants to participate tonight. So our goal is to help introduce to you the concept of a well-designed success. So let me just begin by saying hello to everyone. Hi! If you're a first-timer, do type the word, I'm a first-timer, and so we can entertain you and stuff. Not notepad, a notebook. Okay, kwaderno at boligrafo. Lucia, baba mo siya, mahulog siya dyan. And no, you need to use 2 hands. Okay, so if you're first, hi Irene Lim, first timer. This is your very first workshop with me. Thank you for joining me and everyone. So you need a physical piece of paper, hopefully something that is nice to write on, not recibo, because it's going to reflect how you think about yourself. Okay, so who else is a first timer here? So we can greet you. Okay. So any friends who are in Facebook today who are curious, what is this? We haven't started. So if you are patient, just keep at it. Join us, and we're gonna teach you how you can achieve a well-designed success today. So we're gonna go through some exercises today to allow you into that place where you can create a well-designed success. So let me just introduce myself a little bit and some of the benefits of joining us tonight. That's what we want to share to you guys. Why are you here? What are you going to get from this webinar or Facebook Live? By the way, this thing is also in Facebook Live. Just share it to your friends. The link is in facebook.com/Jomar Hilario. So just share that to the people who means a lot to you. So these would be people that, they don't really listen to you. They think you're crazy, but that you're here listening. So let me be the one to share to them why we're doing what we're doing. Okay? This evening is not about working from home. This evening is about designing a life for you. Okay? So Andreas, welcome, first timer. Grace, welcome. Nicole, welcome, mga first timers. Star Pablo, welcome in our webinar or show. yeah, let me just, I'd like to do a shout out to Elena, regular listener and viewer and follower, and Teresa Gumapas, friend from Lingkod and also mentor. Yeah, hello, welcome. Ito na, I'm gonna begin. So I'm just gonna, where is that? I'm just gonna show you why you're here, what are you gonna benefit from. If you're not afraid to share to your loved ones this webinar live, go ahead and post it. Can you just do me a favor? If you're in Facebook, share this right now. If you're not afraid to share this to your friends, go ahead and share this right now. This has nothing to do with work from home anyway, so just go ahead. You will be able to bless them without literally telling them anything. It's just a Facebook thing that you shared. Okay. So, Andreas, Grace, Nicole, Irene, Maria, Shelleen, and Vivi, Raldi, Levy, Du, Richel, Elena, Enchang, Randy, please do share this in your Facebook right now. I'm gonna start now. Alright, so here we go. So, my name is Jomar Hilario, and wait, the screenshot didn't move. Suddenly, I need to move the screenshot. Un momento, por favor. You guys are so much into a treat right now. Alright. So you are here because you're probably here because you want more freedom in your life. Okay? Yes. Yes. Ay! Please give water to this girl. Turun. And if freedom is what you want, type the word, yes, I want that. Type it in the chat room. Okay? You need to be typing when I tell you to type, because that helps you stay awake. At the same time, it helps reinforce your own belief. Okay, so you're also probably here because you're looking for additional funds, part-time funds. You're also here. Let me skip to the last one. Because of the many things in life that are important, you have decided that today family is more important. Is that you? If that's you, type the word yes in the chat rooms. And this is a treat for you. You are here because somewhere, somehow, you think and you believe that being first in the new things that are coming is important. So if that's you, if you're looking for freedom, if you're looking for extra funds, if you're looking for more time, more quality, more challenging time with your family, Lucia, look at Alexa, then if you are the kind of person who wants to be first, who wants to be in a place where people are doing the next generation stuff. So you are in the right place, because that's exactly what we're going to discuss today. Today, here, this place, this webinar, the environment I've created in the internet, in Instagram and Facebook, everywhere else, is a creator. This is a place to create future leaders. Future leaders. Future leaders. Future leaders. So if you believe that there's a potential in you to become a future leader in anything, then you're in the right place. Okay. So my name is Jomar Hilario. I'm the founder of Virtual Careers Academy, and behind this computer is a 1-year-old baby. So don't be surprised. And so apparently whenever I train people, they become newbies, and they start as newbies and they become leaders, and that's what happens. Okay. I'm here because of the priority that the audience has given to me, which is called family. That is our priority here. So the word cloud that I'm showing you right now is taken from the survey of all my followers for the last 5 years. And their big thing is not work, it's not money, it's family. Okay? A short history of myself. I'm one of the people who helped Brother Bo Sanchez set up his online presence. One of those projects is the kerigmafamily.com. You know this today as the feast, as the KCON, as the World Summit, but I was there doing the internet marketing from the very beginning. Okay, now this is a picture of my inbox where I report to Brother Bo Sanchez the analytics of all his websites in 2009. Okay, so just showing you some historical stuff right here to give you a perspective of how deep I am in doing this thing called internet stuff. Now, I'm also the founder of the Date with Freedom Virtual Career Summit, where we gather every other year. And I put people on stage. I train people to do stage work, to do public speaking, to share and to inspire people on the transformation that they've experienced in their lives. From a newbie, from a mother, from an OFW, to a person who actually earns from the internet. So if you are the kind of person who's interested, do you want to earn from the internet? So I have this event called Date with Freedom, where I actually show 200 people how it's done through the witness of my speakers. Now, also the author of about 4 books. Some of the books you see here on the video. These 4 books are actually about internet marketing and how to become a virtual professional or virtual careers. Right? So I was a bank employee before for many, many years. I made the wrong decision. Everybody type the word, wrong decision. I made the wrong decision of working for a bank for 15 years, not computing that the kind of retirement I'm going to get from the bank is not so much. So if you are in a situation like that, you are trying to put in 10 years in a company with very small retirement plans, you probably should get out now. Right? So I spent 2 years in a BPO until I finally got retrenched due to the financial crisis. Okay. Now, I'm provinciano. I lived in Laguna before working. Okay. And I'm also a homeschooling dad. And that's the end of my short introduction to myself. Hope you don't mind. Just give you perspective of who is the guy talking here. Okay. So, this is a picture of some of the people who've read my book in Dubai. And if you notice in the picture, they're all smiling, they're holding my book, but they're all women. And they're all what they call heroes. Not because they've sent the dollars to the Philippines, but because they're sacrificing the time that they should be giving to their family and they're just giving it to employment. Sandali, naagawan ako ng computer. They're giving it to employment. And one of my reasons for being is to help these people to go home, get back, and really just spend the time with the people they love to spend it with. Not with office mates, okay? But family, okay? Yes? Alright, so let's begin our... I'm gonna change the slides in just a moment. Let's begin our exercises for today, okay? Just a reminder, there's a baby behind the computer, so if you hear a baby, that's really part of the show. Okay. How you can achieve a well-designed success. Okay. This moment. Alright, in your notebook, let me ask you, are you used to writing things down? Can you start writing these words in your notebook? Say, I don't like to write. If that is true, go ahead, write that down. If that is not true, write the words. You have to write it, actually. If you don't mind. Write the words, why should I write things down? Just write it down right now. Stop whispering. Just say it.
Daddy, can I go inside the room?
No. Tawagin mo si Kuya Sean, then sabi mo dito siya sa labas.
I have a
Yes. Yes. Ano kailangan mo? Oh, you want the letters. Matay siya. Kunin mo yan. She's pointing at the letters. Give it to her. Alright. Anybody writing down anything? If you're finished writing that down, please let me know in the chat room so we can proceed with the next part. I'm not going to wait for anyone to actually write stuff because Usually when I do webinars like this, people don't actually do anything. So I'm just going to tell you stories. Okay? Is that okay? Who wants to hear stories? Yeah, amazing, right? So here's my first story. So this is a story that happened this week, okay? And so I was minding my own business, and I was about to go out of the house, and then I saw, okay, I saw something on the floor, and it was a screw, okay? And of course, I wondered, where does the screw belong? Why is the screw here? So I tried to look for where am I supposed to put this screw back, because it was on the floor, so maybe it belonged to something, right? So very, very obvious. And then I looked around the shoe cabinet and I saw nothing. I couldn't find the place where I could, where I could put the screw back. So I decided, maybe it doesn't belong anywhere, right? Maybe the screw, it just fell from somewhere, which is weird. Bottom line, I didn't put it back. So many days happened, and then again another screw came off, and I don't know where it is. It was just beside the front door. There was a screw there, and I didn't know what to do with it. So one day there was a bunch of screws again, and this time I looked carefully at the hinges, and voila, I saw that every other hinge had only one screw attached to it. So there was like 4 hinges, so I had 4 screws, and if one of those screws come off, the door will be loose. Now this is a door that everybody opens, like including the 1-year-old toddler. So if that door sort of, came loose, it would fall on the toddler, and it has a massive mirror on it. Okay? So, what happened? Doon na ka sa loob. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. First of all, pagod ako mag-English. So, hindi na ako mag-English, ha? Okay, let's see if I can pull this off in English again. Anyway, bottom line, yesterday, my son showed me that one of the cabinets located above the toys, which only had 2 hinges, one of the hinges fell off, and the screws were loose, and only one hinge was connecting it to the wall. And I tried to fix it, so I was able to fix it. And I realized that this is a 7-year-old cabinet. Both cabinets were 7 years old. And I never even, went around the house looking at all the hinges to make sure that none of the cabinet doors will fall. And it actually happened before. Like in New Year's Eve last year, we were in a resort. And that's where we spent our New Year's Eve. And the wind was very strong. And we just came into the room, okay? And then all of a sudden, there was a big bang, and I was beside the window, and I saw this massive cabinet door plunge to the floor beside the front door. Wow, that's a lot of doors. Bottom line, it just fell. Good thing nobody was there, and there were like 4 children there. It fell on no one. So that's very, very possible. And that situation got me thinking that there are many things that are loose in my life. Let's not talk about your life, my life. There's so many things that are loose in my life. And the best way to prevent that from being so bad is to just make them tighter. Every once in a while you make the screws tighter, but it needs. My house has a lot of built-in cabinets. We actually have them installed, so it needs a lot of patience every day, looking at all the screws just to make sure nothing falls on our faces. And that's just like the same in our case, in our life. We have a lot of loose things in our life, and if we don't do anything about it today, right, then we're just gonna wind up with a big accident. It's not going to be a pleasant experience that something gets loose and we regret it, and we regret that something. Okay, so when I talk about this stuff, how to have a well-designed success, I'm actually talking about 13 different things. Okay, and let me go through the 13. Let me count first if it's 13. Not sure. Wait. Oh, it's just 12. Okay, wait. Okay, it's not 13, it's 12. So there are 12 aspects in our life that we actually want to improve. Okay, so let me just give you the list right now, because usually when we plan, okay, we plan about the usual stuff, our vacations. Do you do that? Do you plan your vacations? Huh? What else do you plan? Birthdays, how to celebrate, what do you eat? What kind of movies are you going to watch? Maybe those kinds of stuff. But for a well-designed success, you need to be able to plan for approximately 12 different areas in life. Okay. For those of you who want to stay awake with your notebooks, start writing it down in your notebooks. The 12 areas in life are health and harmony, your head or intellect, your happiness, your habits, your holiness, your heart, your household, your helpmates or friends, your holdings, your hustle, your heroic life, and your heritage. All 12 H of your life. You need to be able to address all of that when you sit down and plan out your life. Okay, let me just repeat it reverse. Okay, the aspects of life you need to be planning around, creating a vision for, would be heroic life, heritage, hustle, holdings, helpmates, household, your heart's holiness, habits, happiness, head, health, and harmony. For most of us, since this is the New Year's, it's all just about health. Like I'm gonna slim down, and then February comes and you just eat chocolates and nothing. There's no effect. Okay, so we need to create some sort of quote-unquote something. Actually, the word we're looking for is vision. I'm going to get to vision a bit. We need to create a vision regarding these things. If there is no vision, there is no concrete plan. You might say, hey, let's make a plan, right? No. If you make a plan, you have step 1, step 2, step 3. This is what people do. They make a action plan, things to do, and then they just forget about it after 1 month. That's because the vision has not been established. The vision is also called a destination. Can you type that in? Destination. If you have a destination and the destination is clear, then you would know where to go, which is kind of not strange, right? Because if, I want to go to this place, also called Siargao, right, the movie, then all the plans you make will go to Siargao. Now, have you ever been to a vacation wherein you actually don't know what you're going to do? You just booked a ticket, booked a hotel, and said, we're going to Google what we're going to do. Have you tried that? Let's Google whenever we are there. And then you decided to do it in Coron, okay, Palawan, and then you open Google, right? And then you discover there is no cell signal. What are we going to do here? There is no shops beside the hotel. There are no shops beside the hotel, and Google doesn't work. So you go look at the travel brochures in the hotel, and then you book with them, and that's what you do. That's what a not well designed success or vacation looks like, because you've decided to create the vision when you are already there, right? And the effect of that, let me tell you a short story. It's not really a story, but let me tell you, it's pretty short. One of the people I know said in a seminar, he said, you know what, I come from a very poor family. My parents, they really worked hard for me to go to school. No, my school is in, can you guess where his school is? Can you guess where his school is? He said, oh, okay. Nawala. Just a moment. I guess I quit my own webinar, so which is awesome, right? Kamali ako. Anyway, he said his school was in this very, very cheap school called LaSalle Green Hills. Okay, and wow. So his parents are very poor. They can only afford to bring him to LaSalle Green Hills, and while he was saying that, he said, I know him, and we're okay. I mean, I have no misgivings against that story, only that I was comparing myself to that story. And I said, wow, if you're poor and your parents can afford LaSalle Green Hills, then I must be dirt, right? I must be totally dirt, because I studied in a public school. Hi, Marietta. And yeah, I'm disconnected, but I'm back. And I couldn't even, my parents couldn't even afford to buy me a new pair of shoes for many years. Okay? So, the school thing, why does this person say he's poor, studies in LaSalle Green Hills, and why do I say I'm poor, I studied UP Rural High School? What is our difference? And let me tell you, I know the difference. You probably also know the difference. His parents made it a point to afford the LaSalle Green Hills. His parents made it a point to live near that. They actually live near Paco. Ganon. It so happens that my grandparents live in Paco as well. Right? So, the same thing. Okay. Just a moment, I'm going to check the sound. Hello? Yeah, you can hear me. Can you hear me now, guys? Nawala lang sandali. Can you hear me now? I'm saying the word now. Okay? So, if your parents made it a point to give you all that advantage. Ay, hindi ko napindot. Haha. So, I'm gonna repeat that story. Okay. You can hear me now, right? Because I forgot to press the audio button. Okay. So there's this guy who said, hi, I'm from a poor family and I studied in LaSalle Green Hills. And I was in the audience, right? He was a speaker, I was also a speaker. And I said to myself while he was saying that, wow, he says he's poor, but his parents can afford to bring him to LaSalle Green Hills. And my parents, actually, my grandparents live in Paco, and his parents live in Paco as well. So what's the big difference between us? The big difference between us is so simple. His grandparents made it a point that his parents can afford to bring him to LaSalle Green Hills. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hi, Lynn. Sana you stay put, stay with us. Hey guys, in Webinar Jam, can you hear me? I'm going to show my video so you can actually see. Hi! Can you hear me now already there? Yes? Yes, can you hear me now? Already there? In Webinar Jam? Wala pa rin. Does anybody hear this? Oh, wait a minute. Hello. Hello. Ay, narinig na nila. Okay, okay. Hi, Ching. Hi, kamusta na? So anyway, let me just put it simply. The guy came from a richer family. Not rich, just richer. Okay? Yeah, NDV, you don't have to back read the part with no audio. I repeated the story. Bottom line, this guy who said he was poor, who studied in LaSalle Green Hills during his high school, and I studied in UP Rural High School, his parents was richer. I'm Abs. And maybe his grandparents was richer as well. They made it a point that they were wealthy so that their sons and their apos will have the advantage. Can you just type this word? It's so important. Advantage. I'm doing this to you guys. This is well-designed success. Not to make you wealthy. That's not the point. The point is to design a well-designed success for you today so that your sons, your daughters, and then your grandsons and your granddaughters will have the advantage. Right? Because come on, you might have really, really smart kids, right? And your kids might have really, really smart kids, your grandkids. But if you never gave them any sort of advantage, they're just going to be struggling. A very wise man told me that the secret of wealth is time. But if the wealth was created 40 years before you were born, do you have an advantage? What do you think? Before you were born, somebody created the wealth and made it available to you. Anak, graduate ka na. Ito ang 1 million. Anak, let's make a business. I'll give you capital. This is 500,000. Apo, since you graduated with honors, here is your 500,000. Daddy, my business is not doing well. Can you lend me something? Do you get me? Do you get me? If you do a well-designed success vision today, this year, this month, or this first quarter, your kids, your grandkids will have all the advantages because it's just partly true. Give two people, both two graduates, okay? They both graduate from college, they both top of the class, the different years, 1 year apart. You put them in business or you put them in employment. Who's going to be the best dressed, better dressed? The one who's been struggling all his life, I'm describing myself by the way, borrowed shoes, borrowed polo, borrowed pants, they don't fit, or the person who's been well trained to groom himself, who's been bought by a car to the office on the first day, and this other guy was just bought by his lolo on a jeep. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? This well-designed success is not just for you. It's the people who will be inheriting your success. Because when they talk about the kids with silver spoons, and they say no, it's not, our money doesn't help us, it doesn't affect us, blah blah blah. It's not true. Okay, if the guy or the girl who has rich parents, once they get married, what do you think becomes the gift? Can you tell me what? Rich parents, rich grandparents, you get married, what's the gift? You can also ask me, what gift did I get when I got married? Come on. Or why not? Don't talk about me. Let's talk about, hypothetically, somebody I know who got married and got a total of what? What do you think? If you have parents or grandparents who are really had a well-designed life before you, your wedding gift would probably be, hey, here's your condo, here's your car. Come on, I have a friend father's wealthy, okay? Excuse me. Father tells her, oh, wedding gift. Here's your house. But you need to pay me. Father says, this is what the father says. You need to pay me, for the, this is a house. I'm going to give it to you for, I'm guessing here, 5 million, okay? But I'm only going to pay 2.5. You're going to pay the other 2.5, right? So, sort of fair. Father pays half the two. Excuse me. Right. The father pays half the 5 million, right? Good enough? Yeah, ask me what happened. Ask me what happened the next year during their second wedding anniversary. What happened? Father says, okay, okay, my gift for you, this wedding anniversary, I'm gonna pay for 1 more million. You get me? In the next year, the father says, I'm gonna pay for 1 more million. How much has the father paid? 3.5 million. And you can guess what happens in the year after that. It's such a big advantage if your grandparents or your parents really had, wealth to begin with. Okay. Now, let's not talk about money now. Let's talk about, yeah, right, Jesse. He paid almost everything. The father paid almost everything. And what happens to the cash flow of that friend of mine? Of course, she's happy, right? She's happy. But let me tell you, they're both employees. The father is actually a business person. My friend is an employee. Her husband is also an employee during that time. He's a super lolo. That's correct. The funny thing there is, when somebody I know got married, he got a total of nothing from his parents. Do you know anybody like that? They got married, they got a total of 0 wedding gifts. Question. Hi Joy. From both sides. Do you know that? They got total 0 wedding gifts from both sides. This is somebody I know. Okay? Hypothetically. So do you want your kids to get that kind of experience? What do you think? So this is the kind of thinking that is involved in a well-designed life. The life that goes beyond your life. Okay? So when you create, let's say, a vision board, for example, because we're not talking about vision boards or vision books. Wait a minute. Putol. Wait. 0 Jeep and sound. Okay. So when you create a vision board or a vision book, do you even consider your kids and your grandkids in the story? Because you should. Because that's how it works. Now, if you create a vision, they must be involved. Because you're not gonna bring everything with you. And I'm not just talking about money. Okay? So let me just check my notes. I have notes. Wow, I have notes. Yeah, I have notes. I have lots of notes. So let me just move on here. So somebody was asking me, Jomar, can you give me examples of people with well-designed success visions? And I was not able to find any, because people with success visions actually do not publish their visions. They're really, really very personal. And I've taught this kind of vision exercise several years ago to a bunch of entrepreneurs. And yeah, some of them are still with me today. I can ask them about their success vision, but we're going to meet on Monday, so not yet. So you'll get some results from me next week after we meet. Now on Monday evening, I'll be able to tell you what the results are. because in that meeting on Monday, I have that one of those people I'm going to meet is one of my students who's done the vision exercises like 4 years ago with me. Okay, and the vision exercises is not vision statement writing. Can you just type that in? Not a statement. It's very important. We are not going to make a vision and mission. That's super boring. Nobody's going to be interested in that. That's very corporate. But the basis of what I'm going to teach you in the well-designed success is vision story writing. Can you type the word story writing? And actually everybody knows how to tell a story. Can you say that? I know how to tell a story. Now, if you tell a story and you have to write it down, no, you can tell it story like this and talk about it, but also you can tell it when you write it down. And question: is it possible that you do not have any skills in telling stories? Like if I ask you, so what happened to you yesterday? And you have no idea what to say. Is it possible that you're like that? Or everybody can tell a story? Can you type that in? Can you tell a story? If you agree with me, type the word everybody can write a story. You actually can. Okay? And you can actually say the story, but actually it's not as powerful as writing it down. So this is the second important thing here. The first one that you need to consider is the vision includes people after you. Your sons, your daughters, your grandsons, your granddaughters. But the second thing you need to put in, it has to be written. You have to ask me why though. Why write? Why can't I just say it, right? Why can't I just use pictures? A picture, 1,000, a ship that launched 1,000 ships, Pictures more important than words, blah, blah, blah. It's very important because we're trying to write a story. If you use storyboards, which is pictures in story form, it's very hard to edit storyboards. It's very hard to edit pictures. Have you tried editing pictures? This is a skill that not everybody can do. Okay? Editing pictures is almost impossible skill. It's Photoshop. But if you write words, can you actually change the words? Yes. So we write it on paper. Well, you can write on paper or computer. It does actually matter what you use. Okay? You need to write it on paper first. Because when you do the writing, the vision writing exercises, you need to be away from electronics. You're not supposed to be Facebooking one moment, writing another moment on your desk. It's the ideal place to do a vision writing exercise, a vision story writing exercise, is not in your computer, not by your desk, not in your home. Okay? So no electronics. Would you like to know where should you do it? Okay? Okay, the best place to write the stuff is above the world. Now you need to interpret that however you want, but when you do the vision writing exercise, I have a retreat I've designed for this purpose, and it's above the world. It has to be above the world. Now, I tried to do this, go against my own rules. 1 year, I went to Boracay, okay? You know Boracay, right? Whitest beaches on the planet, right? So I tried to do the exercise there. You know what happened? Nothing. It's so bad. It's so bad. You know what's wrong with that place, Boracay? It's not the bikinis. It's the heat. It is so hot. You can't focus. So what do? You go to an air-conditioned place, right? It's so hot. So now that you're in an air-conditioned place, you're actually in a restaurant. So now when you're in a restaurant in Boracay, are you actually above the world? My answer is no, you're not. The best place to do a vision story writing is a place where you are above the world. Because vision is about looking far. Making a vision story is about looking far. If you are in a place where you can see the walls, you're not looking far. If you're in a place where you can see the beach and then horizon, and there's nothing there, just blue ocean, you are not looking far. You have to be able to look extremely far. Therefore, the place where I'm going to do my well-designed success retreat is above the world. Okay, there's a second consideration for location. And it's, should you bring friends? The ideal thing to do when you create a vision story is that you are alone. Everybody type the word, alone. However, the next to ideal is that you are, hi Carlo, in a retreat. Because if you can't go alone, you know, it's a far place, it's scary to go alone above the world, then you can go to a retreat where people will respect silence. Because this place, this vision writing exercise should be done in silence. Okay? Should be done in silence. So you now have some of the ingredients to this vision writing retreat I'm doing, right? It should be silence, no? It should be alone, or it should be some sort of retreat. So you can focus on writing stuff down, right? On paper, of course, no electronics, right? Just check my notes. Oh yeah, somebody also asked me that, hey Jomar, how will I make my vision story if I'm an introvert? Like that. Or can you show me an example of a vision story for dominant, interactive, stability, or compliant, the behavior types, or fascinate behavior types, or introvert, extrovert, or somebody who's good in accounting? What should be the vision story of somebody who's good in social media? Okay, and the answer to that is simple. When you create a vision, story, okay, the story must be based on you. You are the director. Can you type that in? I'm the director. You have to acknowledge that you're the one directing the show, right? So if you're an introvert, the story you're going to be making is going to be starring, guess what? An introvert. That's because it's you, right? So you don't need an example from me. What you do need is that you need to acknowledge that you are the star of this story. You are the director of your life. So since you are the star of the story and you are an introvert, then the star is an introvert. As simple as that. If you are good at numbers, the story you will create is about somebody who's good at numbers. Okay? And if you are, a dominant person, you're a leader type, right? So you're going to be creating a lot of leader stories in your vision story. And by the way, lastly, if you are the compliant person or stability person, you like to take orders. If the orders are clear enough, you can execute it. That's like 80% of the population. Then you're still the director of your life. You're going to make a story where you are a person who gives a lot of service to others. Okay, you serve people a lot because that's you. You said you're stability person. You like serving people, so that's what's going to happen. You're going to be serving people in your story. Okay. So that's let me check my notes again. So those are some of the rules of doing this stuff. Oh, here's another context. Jomar, I come from a poor family and I want to be wealthy so I don't have to worry about money anymore. What should my story be? So you make the reverse of that. You already told me your story. You said you want to be in a life where you don't want to worry about money anymore. What does that look like? And please, warning, Warning, the problem with some dream boards is that number one, you're limited to availability of the magazines you get. Number two, if you don't use magazines and you use Google, you're now limited by the ability of your imagination and what to type in Google. And usually what we create in dream boards and vision boards is pure Hollywood wealth. It's just sexy bodies, tan lines, yachts, fancy cars, and it's very, very few, very, very few of those, meaningful moments. We can hardly find or look for pictures of meaningful moments in all the 12 categories that I mentioned. Okay, there's always friends gathering and drinking and they're happy and they're toasting wine, blah blah blah. Is it really what you like? So it's even more flexible to create a story about your future using words because you don't need to Google it. Yes, if you ever love, to use banig on the beach, have you tried that? Bring banig on the beach and just lie there with your friends and looking at the stars at night. By the way, I've done that. So it's very hard to look for that in picture, right? Especially if it's magazine. In YouTube, in Google Images, you can find those with blonde people and use that. But it's so easy to just type that in, right? Those kinds of things, very important. So however you want, you're in a situation right now, it's negative, you reverse that, that becomes your story. Okay? So I think I need to pause here and ask you guys if you have, if things are clear. Do you have any direction? Have you gotten some sense of direction on how to do this stuff? Because I'm about to invite you to take a look at my course. So there are three things happening. Two things happening. Okay, so I have a retreat happening this March, somewhere middle March or end of March. Okay, I'm trying to avoid January and February, so I'm going to do it somewhere in middle March, and it's going to be in a secret place, and it's a retreat. Okay, now that's the retreat. Now that's for people who are in Manila, who's going to be flying from all over the world into Manila to join my 20-person well-designed success retreat. Now, if you're not in Manila, I've actually created a brand new program for you, and that's the well-designed success event. It's not a retreat now, it's an event. Let me just type those words in. Let me if I can find those words. Yeah. So this event happens online. Okay, so it will help you do everything I talked about, but we're gonna do it in 6 months. Okay, so it's a well-designed success course. Now this course will have everything you need to create that vision story and actually more. So what's the difference between the retreat and the course? So number one, well-designed success course is completely online. Okay, the retreat is obviously you're gonna meet each other, right? In both instances, you're going to be accessing my journal. Okay, I created a well-designed success journal, and this is my version 2. Actually, version 1 was last year. And in this journal, it contains cues. I can cues. Q-U-C-U-E, cues. Can you just type that in? It's very easy. Cues or ideas for each of the 12 areas in your life. What kind of story are you going to write? Okay, so what I added was writer's cues. So what's a writer's cue? So I'm talking about the journal. Okay, in both situations, you're gonna use the journal. So there are writer's cues or ideas in the journal. And that helps you create your story. Because without this, you'll be looking at a blank piece of paper and a blank journal saying, okay, tell a story about your health. And that's not going to work because you're going to ask me, what about my health am I going to say, right? What about your health? What kind of things should you do with your health? So instead of you Googling the answer or figuring it out yourself, okay, I actually created a long list of cues, okay, for each of the categories of life. And I've actually done this by myself. This is an original from me, where, for example, you're going to talk about the things you need to stop. That's actually the first thing. Okay, sorry. The things you need to stop doing. So before you even create a vision story, you need to create a list of things you need to stop. Okay? And wow, what are the things you need to stop? And if you forget, you're just gonna say, my number one sin, and that's it. You're finished. Whatever you confess, it's probably the only thing you're gonna write. But actually, there are a lot of things you need to stop. And I made a list. I made an exhaustive list of things you need to stop. All you have to do is select it. Okay. The things you need to stop, I have like a 2-page list of 2 columns. Okay. And one of those things that you need to stop is stop stalking your ex in Facebook. So that's one of the things I wrote there. So the next one is the first category is health and harmony. Not just health, but also harmony. What kind of story are you going to write? Are you just going to write that you're sexy? That's not a story. That's a description. You need to be able to write a story. So I made story cues to give you, a starting point or an ending point, whichever you want. So that when you create the actual thing, the actual story, there's a point to whatever you're making. Okay, so that's the well-designed success journal. So both the course and the retreat contains this. Okay, if you are in the Philippines, then you would be lucky enough to get the physical version. If you're not in the Philippines, then you better pray that there's a delivery system in your country, so I can actually send you the journal. Okay, because I do want to send you the journal. Is anybody interested in getting this journal? This is a one-of-a-kind journal that's only available using this system of mine called the Well-Designed Success. Okay? And it's not a journal what you would expect that contains blank pages only. As I said, it contains a lot of writer's cues. Now, the reason why it has writer's cues is because I got training in writing screenplay or storytelling using film. So let me just say that slowly. A few years ago, I went into training, actually 5 years ago, on how to write a screenplay for a movie. Okay, and that's where I got the idea of creating a writer's cue for the journal. Okay, and most of the journals you see out there will never help you this way. Only this one. Okay, because I made it, and I incorporated lessons from a billionaire. One of my mentors in designing a successful life is actually a not famous billionaire, not Filipino also. I don't know his nationality. His family is, his family is like an example of what he's teaching, so that's good. He has the credibility. And I incorporated whatever I learned from him, which is frankly only a few things. Okay. That's how they work. No, these billionaires, they just do a few things. You know what I mean? They don't do a lot of things. They do a few things regularly. They do a few things often. You know what I mean? Hi friends, Marix. Okay. So if you find yourself doing many things, you're probably doing it wrong. Like for example, for health, you're doing a lot of things for your health. You're probably sacrificing the other parts of your life. I'm gonna repeat the list, which I actually made up. Health and harmony, your head, your happiness, your habits, your holiness, your heart, household, helpmates, holdings, your hustle, your heroic life, and your heritage. If you're doing too much gym, I'll give you an example. Gym every day, you're probably sacrificing the other parts of your life. Because gym every day is probably not a great idea. Okay? You're probably fit, but your relationships, suffering. So, it doesn't work that way. Here's the big secret. It's the tiny things you do in each one of these things that will allow you to succeed in all of them. The tiny things matter. Okay? And that's why I have the Well-Designed Success course, because that is a 6-month course where we will delve or take a look or do the tiny things. Sabi nila, it takes 21 days to establish a habit. This is 6 months. So how does it work? Okay? So, in 6 months, we're going to spend 1 week every month, every day for 1 week, online in Facebook, and in probably Facebook Live, a private Facebook Live, obviously, and then we're going to talk about and do the habits. Is that something you'd be interested in? I'm going to talk about the habit, and then we're going to do the habits. So, for example, starting February, we're going to start in February, by the way, because it's already January. Starting February, we're going to start certain habits, certain small habits in all. Probably on the first day, we're going to talk about one habit. The second day, we're going to talk about the second habit. Now, these are all very, very tiny habits. It takes a few seconds, a few minutes to do. Okay? And I don't want to give it to you now. Ask me why. Now, I could tell you the habits, really. I could tell you the habits. A lot of these habits I'm already doing, okay? So I can tell it to you. The problem with giving you a list of habits that you should do for a well-designed success is you're not going to do it. You know why? It's crazy. Number two, it's too simple. Your brain is going to reject it and it's going to say, I can do that later. Because it's so simple. It's going to take like what? 15 seconds of your life. Why would you do it? The only context you would do it is that you are a committed group who's willing to watch over each other. You know, there's a person in charge of you because I'm going to assign you to each other. Groups of 3. No. Groups of 3 always works. And going to assign you to check on each other. But no worry, you're not going to check on each other randomly. We're going to check on each other in that 1 week. Every day for that 1 week. For 6 months. Is that good? What do you think? Is that good? For 6 months, every day for 1 week and every 6 months, we're going to be checking on each other. Are we doing the habits? Because I'm kind of pretty sure by the second month, very few of you will be doing the habits. But that's okay because you're going to be guilty because we're going to meet again. So that's going to be great. And you'll be establishing these tiny habits as we go along. Okay? So, that's my commitment to you guys. This is not, okay, I have a video, watch the video. That's not how it's going to work. Okay? Okay? If you have somebody, 2 people, who's going to commit to you, because you're all in the same course, and it's a 6-month course, and you're going to be seeing each other next week or next month, you're going to be doing it. Okay? Because mapapahiya ka sa kanila. Yeah? Because come on, you can't do a 15-second exercise. And I don't mean exercise as in, jumping jack. That's not what I mean. I mean an exercise with your heart. An exercise with your happiness. An exercise with your holiness. 15 seconds. 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So that's a context what I can give you. They call it accountability groups. I call it members of the course. Okay? And by the way, if you're wondering, why is it being done this way? Because you are in a group, this group, my group, Virtual Careers Academy. We do things that people will be doing 5 years from now. We do things people will be doing 10 years from now. We are always first. You understand me? Up to today, we are still first. People are not doing this stuff. They're not taking advantage of mobile. They're not taking advantage of stories. It's just me. I'm still the one leading the pack. And maybe 5 years from now, you're going to say, oh, everybody's doing it. But, if you find any value being first, you're in the right place. Because we are still first. Okay. I'm going to use a technology that you use every day, but never occurred to you to use it in this way. To establish your tiny habits. Okay? So the well-designed course works like this. I'm going to give you the journal. Okay? And Hopefully I can ship it to you because everything is shippable today. And you're going to fill it up. Okay. Now, if you're not able to fill it up, that's why we have these 6-month sessions. So we can go together, not physically together, probably virtually, turn on the internet and say, I'm starting my journal now. And you can report to each other, I'm ending my journal now. Because there are 12, no, actually there are 13, sorry. There are 12 important things in your life, but there's another one called the things you need to stop. Okay, that's not an important thing in your life. Those are the things you need to remove in your life. So we're going to have to do that also, right? We're going to fill that up. But if you are, that's designed for people who are not in Manila. But if you're in Manila, the first step is to join the well-designed success retreat, which is happening somewhere in March, around 2nd week, 3rd week of March. So you have 2 options, okay? The retreat and the course, okay? Now, I really want to emphasize that this is mostly about the course, not the retreat. The retreat is actually fun for me. That's why I added it there, okay? Because it's fun because it's a secret place, okay? I don't tell people where we're going. Nobody knows except the drivers where we're going. And when you actually go there, I make sure it's a great place to be, a great place to plan, okay? I've selected a place that you can actually sit here, sit there, and just plan your life, be quiet, and then we go home at night. So we meet at 5 a.m., we go to the place, secret place, and then around 6 p.m. the same day, we go back into the cars and we drive you back to Manila. So it's obviously not in Manila, okay? And yes, some of you are going to guess where we're going to go, but you're not going to know where exactly where we're going to go because we don't want you to bring family. We just want you to be alone, okay? If you do bring family, you cannot sit with them because we will actually not be sitting, okay? There's very, very few seminar time here. It's really just you writing down on the journal using the writer's cues, okay? So that's the well-designed success course and retreat. 2 different things. You can get both. I do encourage you to get both. But both of you will give you access to the well-designed success journal with the writer's cues, okay? So this is right about 100 pages, this well-designed success journal. I'm not actually finished revising it because I already have a copy, but I will be making additions to it as well. Let me check my notes. Hi guys, do you like to ask questions? Please do ask questions right now. Okay, thank you very much for the questions, Ted. There's no link for the course yet. Actually, the one I'm revising is the journal, not the course. Okay, there's no link yet. Sorry, I'll tell you the link tomorrow. We have another webinar tomorrow, so we can go deeper into that as well. How do you get the journal? I will ship it to you. If you show up in the well-designed success retreat, I will give it to you on the day itself. If you get to the course, I will ship it to wherever you are in the world as long as you have delivery, parcel delivery, ganyan. That's how you get the journal. Tomorrow we'll have a continuation of this. We're going to go deeper into your questions and some issues that have been emailed to me. If you have questions that I need to answer, we're going to do that. Thank you for the questions. I want to ask if you have any more questions. I will be be fun to answer these questions. Hi, Gary. If you're still there, thank you very much. So let's give you a summary of what you learned so far. So, ingredients to this thing. We're not creating a vision statement. We're actually making a vision story. To create a story, you have to consider far. You have to think far. Include your sons, your grandparents, your grandchildren in the story. At the same time, you have to be doing the story writing on paper above the world. You have to be alone, or if you're not alone, you should be in a retreat. Okay? And context here is you need to go through all the aspects of your life. I gave you a list of 11 plus 1, which is the things you need to undo. And then go create a story for each one. That's how it works. Now, I made the retreat so we can find yourself a venue, where you can actually be with people, quiet, and really the retreat is just a place where you will buy silence. Buy a place, and it will be very quiet. There's nobody interrupting, nobody asking you what you're doing, and with my guidance and the guidance of the journal, which I'm going to give each one of you. Okay, so that's why I made the retreat again. I did the retreat last year, so it's very, very fun to do that. If you ask those who attended, like Tina, they would tell you, wow, the stuff they wrote in that journal, right? We had a different name for it then. Like 80% of that came true already. Okay. Library is a place where you are surrounded by walls. So library is not really a great place. Remember, the place you do the planning must be above the world. So wherever you are in the world, make sure you're above it all. Okay? If you're above it all, then you can do this. Okay? If you're like, you can see cars, parking lots. No, it's not a good idea. Right? You have to be above it all, above the world to do this. Okay? And baba. I think that's it. What else have we learned? So there. That's my lesson for today. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about motivation. We're also going to talk about stuff that is a big problem for virtual professionals, which is how do you get the support of your family? What? Yeah, especially if you do this. By the way, virtual careers, probably in 5 years' time, it's going to be so common. Your family's going to wonder, wow, you're so first. You were doing it 5 years ago and we were rejecting you. Now everybody's doing it. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, I have a feeling maybe 2 years, maybe next year, it's going to be so common. People are going to say, why don't you just work online? Okay? So, anyway, so the stuff we're doing is just like that. And one of the big challenges we have is, how do you get motivation? How do you convince family to help you? How do you convince them to help you out? Because they don't want to help you out, right? Because they think what you're doing is a scam. How do you do that? Right? Now, how do you motivate yourself? Right? And because of course, some people's gonna say, "Oh, you meet up with people, ganyan. You go to meetups.com, ganyan. So not really. So how do you find time to do stuff? What kind of niche should you select in your virtual careers? How do you overcome the feeling of being overwhelmed? Yeah, that's for tomorrow. And how do you focus better? How do you do that? How do you focus better? And what does framing has anything to do with everything? Actually, the answer to most of these questions is called framing, but let me just discuss that tomorrow, okay? And finally, how do you design a happy life? That's going to be our topic for tomorrow, right? How do you do all these things? Overcoming overwhelm, designing a happy life, finding time to do anything, getting your family to support you. How do you motivate yourself? The answer actually has been answered by the journal. Okay, those are our topics for tomorrow. And believe it or not, hi man, believe it or not, the journal, the course will actually answer it for you. So that's going to be a fun. That's going to be fun tomorrow. So I hope you join us. I'll give you guys the link for the course once I'm ready, because I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready because I really am adding more bonuses to it. So if you don't mind me, give me a few hours to add bonuses to this course. I would be so happy to show it to you tomorrow. Okay, folks? So the retreat, by the way, Grace, is 1 full day. 1 full day yung retreats, because it is a special place. We can tackle the whole thing in 1 day because it's mostly silence. We are spending around 12 hours there. It's mostly silence. So 45 minutes per topic, I think, is good storytelling time. What do you think? Do you think you can spend 45 minutes per, let's say, about your happiness? 45 minutes writing a story. What do you think? Is that good? 45 minutes writing about your friends. A story about your friends. What do you think? We've done it. We've done this already. It works. It works. It would be great if we could spend 5 days, right? I was inviting people to join me in Baguio for 5 days, but nobody said yes when they saw the cost. I told you, if you want to do this for multiple days, here's my advice. Number 1, do it alone. Number 2, do it with me first. Do it with me first, so in all the other years of your life, you can do it alone for 5 days or 7 days. Because I usually do these 7 days alone. And let me tell you, it's expensive. You cannot cook because you should be writing. So you have to keep ordering. So it has to be a restaurant, it has to be a hotel, it has to be a resort somewhere, and no cooking. So I do this I did this last year two or three times. Can't remember, sorry. But twice a year. I do it, but twice a year, 7 days long. So learn it from me first, and then you can do it with yourself. I'm going to give you some ideas on how I've done it. I think I've been doing this for, 4 years, 5 years already. So I know how it works. So that's the Well-Designed Success course. This is bundle 6, which means I'm still adding some more bonuses to it. Would you like bonuses? What do you think? Would you be interested in bonuses? I can tell you one bonus right now. Would you like to know? Teddy says she needs to listen to the 12 things. Count more because it's 12. It's 11 plus 1. So the first thing you need to go through is a list of things you need to stop doing. Stop it. What is the list of things you need to stop? So that's number 1. It's not part of the 11 because that's not an area in your life. Really, this is an area you need to remove in your life. Technically, it's not shouldn't be in your life. So stop. So number 2, or undo list. Number 2. So the first major thing is health and harmony. Those are 2 different things. Health and harmony. That's 1. The second thing is 10 seconds. Gano'n katagal ng 10 seconds? Your head or your intellect. What are you doing for your intellect? Your happiness. What are you doing for your happiness? Jomar, my happiness is based on my friends. No. Friends is a different thing. How about your own happiness? Is it just all about ice cream? Can you make a story about eating all the flavors of ice cream? I don't think so. So that's why I made the journal, because nobody knows how to design a story that makes them happy. That is isolated from, because of friends, because of success, because of loved ones, because of getting married to the right person. Just you. Your happiness. You know what I mean? Just you. Write a story about you being happy, just you. Okay ba? Next is habits. So Jomar, I have many habits. I have financial habits. I have health habits. No. See? No. Stop interlocking them. Okay? Yes, they're interlocked, but health habits are completely different from actual habits. Because not all habits are related to other stuff. That's why I made writing cues. Yeah? You know, I habitually go to church, not that. These are habits you guys do that you're not conscious of doing. And we need to identify them and we need to change them or remove them. Depends. I need to drink water. Okay. Next. Holiness. Hi Erika. Hi Jepoy. Hi Asel. Heart. Ang puso mo. Hi Marivic. Hi Philippers. Man, tawagan kita pagkatapos nito. Hi Badet. Hi Eze. Your household. Uy, ano yun? Is that my family? No. Your household. Don't forget, your household encompasses more than the human beings in it. Your helpmates, also called friends. But sometimes they're not friends, but they help you. So they're helpmates. Your holdings. That's your money, by the way. Your holdings. I just look for a synonym. Your hustle. What are you doing now? Hustling. For what? What? What is the main source of hustle for you? Your heroic life. Wow, nobody plans that. Jomar, what's a heroic life? That's why I made a journal, right? What is a heroic life? Apparently, people just plan their heroic life all the time and they just make one story. And that's really sad. So I'm not going to give you examples because that's not for today. It's for the retreat. And finally, this is what you think about but never make a vision for, not much less a plan. And this is the difference why the person I said is so well off than me. I'm so poor. He studied in Las Albanias because of heritage. His grandparents, his parents' heritage was so much more than mine. That's why he had the advantage. So what's your heritage? Did you plan it out? Alright, did you plan it? Have you planned it out? And if you made a plan, was there a vision in the first place? Because you know what? I'll end now. Plan is useless. Your plan, useless. January, your plan is majestic. February, you forget it. You know why? Because there's no vision story. There's no vision story. Okay? So, by the way, once you join the Wealth Design Success Retreat or the course, I'll tell you who my sources are, who my mentors are. I won't tell you here. Don't wanna. Okay, sorry. I paid really dearly just to get into their courses. So these guys are really world class. Okay, really world class people, and they're really good at what they do and writing down vision stories. And what I'm teaching you is not actually a copy of what they taught me. It's a combination of the other stuff. There are many sources. So I've done this before. I've been doing these success events for like 5 years in a row with different techniques and different styles. So this is the latest one based on all the stuff that I've put together in my heart and in my mind. So do encourage you to join the Well-Designed Success Course and retreats. I'll give you the details after this webinar. Pretty sure you can find it in the website. It's going to be in virtualcareersacademy.com. At the same time, it's going to be part of the Christmas Bundles website as Bundle 6. I'll give you a hint before I end. If you get Bundle 5 and Bundle 6, it's going to be super, 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 super worth it. So let me just repeat that. Get Bundle 5, which is skills. I'll discuss the Bundle 5 on Saturday, by the way. For Saturday. Saturday and Sunday, I'll discuss Bundle 5 on Saturday and Sunday, because this is a webinar of 5 days. So this is a webinar today, tomorrow there's a webinar, Friday night, Saturday is another webinar, Sunday there's another webinar, and Monday is going to be another webinar. So we're going to be discussing the Well-Designed Success course today and tomorrow. I'm going to talk about Bundle 5, which is the Instant Virtual Skills Technical Courses, Skills Courses on Saturday and Sunday, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about Monday, probably a Q&A or interview. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm bundling together Bundle 5, which is the Instant Virtual Skills course, which focuses on mobile interactive marketing. Okay, and I'm encouraging you to get that and get this one at the same time, because I've combined it in such a way that you will enjoy learning about success, a well-designed success, and you will enjoy learning about the next breakthrough in marketing, which is mobile marketing. And they're both going to run at the same time, 6 months, but not in the same week, obviously. And I'm going to give you a very, very good deal when you get them both. Okay, it's gonna be something that you will seriously consider as a good investment in yourself, because of all the things you bought this year, most of them are plastic, right? Yes or no? Admit to me, most of the stuff you received or purchased for other people is plastic, which will eventually end up in a landfill somewhere. That's why we encourage you to spend on yourself, becoming better, so that because this one, it doesn't really fade away. It goes with you until you die. Yeah. So that's my last cue. Go visit the Virtual Careers place, virtualcareersbook.com 2017 Xmas Bundles. Details of this course is not yet there, but you can read up on Bundle 5, because Bundle 5 will be bundled with this one. So once that gets bundled, you'll want to get both the technical course and the success course. You'll want to get both, because that will give you the big advantage versus everybody else out there. Okay, please note that when I teach you guys this stuff, this is not, I make sure this is not the stuff that other people are teaching, and I'm looking at international. Okay, I'm looking internationally. I'm making sure that if somebody's teaching you stuff internationally, I'm not teaching you the same things. These are completely different stuff, right? Because we're always first here, right? So thank you for joining me. I'm gonna talk to Maan now. I'll see you guys later, okay? So take a look at Bundle 5, because I'm gonna combine this with the Well-Designed Success course. You'll want to know what you can learn here. Okay? God bless. I'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock. I'll see you on Saturday, 9 o'clock. I'll see you on Sunday, 9 o'clock, and Monday, 9 o'clock. God bless everyone. Thank you so much, especially for the first timer who just came in here. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it that you gave me time, and you tolerated the kids talking in the background while I was here talking about the course. They're here because I want to emphasize that what you're gonna do if you have kids, this is the difficult thing, really difficult thing, especially with kids in the background. But it's doable. Okay, it's doable, and it's worth it. So don't worry, I'm talking to myself. Okay, I'm telling you that it's worth it. Okay, changing your lives, it's worth it. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Do me a favor, share this in your Facebook groups, share this in your Facebook page, and see you tomorrow. And invite your friends in by tagging them in the comment line at the bottom. Join me in the comment line. In the comment line, please tag your friends so they can get invited as well for tomorrow's webinar. God bless. I'll see you soon. Hi, Yen. Exit ko na si Facebook, ah. No more questions? Hey guys, in Webinar Jam or I forgot. Do you have any final questions? I forgot. Do you have any final questions? If none, I'm gonna cut the line and I'm gonna talk to Man. You guys, okay? Lucia, say goodbye. Say good night. We're done, but you can say good night.
Good night.
Pakilala ka muna.
I thought they already know what.
Sige, sabihin mo lang. Sabihin mo.
Lucia.
Okay, hi, my name is Lucia.
Hi,
Good
my
night.
name is Lucia. Good night. And I'm super sweet because I read 2 books.
What are the books you read?
Manga.
Manga what? Manga Melek? Manga Messiah?
And then check Messiah, yes.
Manga Messiah.
Messengers and half of Messiah.
Manga Messengers and half of Messiah. She actually read 1.5 books. Good night. See you tomorrow, guys. Are you going to join me tomorrow? Pakitype na sa chat room. I'm joining you tomorrow. I want you to type in the chat room, especially in Facebook, so that your friends will see that there's a webinar tomorrow. Okay, folks? It's important. Okay? It's important that they will see that. So we can get more people in here, right? The more people we help, the more people you help, the more people will support you in your journey. That's why we're doing this incredible 5-day webinar series for free. Right? God bless. Thank you for joining me, NBB, tomorrow. Sino pang join me tomorrow? Go! Type nyo chat room. Lalo na sa Facebook, type nyo chat room. Yan, kamusta na? Gusto mag-usap tayo? Ngayon din. Hey, by the way, anybody who is in the Facebook, please expect a call from me. C-A-L-L. Tatawagan ko kayo. Okay lang? Pakisabi, okay lang. I will be calling you because gusto ko lang. Okay ba yan? So, I'll see you soon. God bless.